Our next presentation is Science and Technology, Service to Connect.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Escamilla, and I'm here to talk about a new business process under development under the Air Force Research Laboratory and in support of the Science and Technology 2030 strategy. So I'm going to talk about the Science and Technology Front Door Service to Connect. So in April of 2019, the Department of the Air Force released the S&T 2030 strategy with a vision of an Air Force and Space Force that dominates time, space, and complexity across all operating domains. I'm not going to go into any details because I know throughout the morning you've heard many briefings in support of the objectives under the S&T 2030 strategy, as I have them listed out here. All objectives in the 2030 strategy also align with the National Defense Strategy released in 2018, with the guiding vision of the building a more lethal force, strengthening alliances and attracting new partners, and reform the DoD for greater performance and affordability. So you're asking, with the S&T Front Door Service to Connect, where does this fall under those objectives? So under a sub-objective, under objective number 3, deepen and expand the scientific and technical enterprise, there's a sub-objective titled Drive Innovations Through Partnerships. And under that sub-objective, you'll find the description of the S&T Front Door Service to Connect and what the intent is behind that objective, sub-objective. So there is a strategy vision within the S&T 2030 strategy, again, spelling out the current status of the front door and also listing out the problem that many potential partners have difficulty in navigating its structure. So under the 2030 strategy, there were 3 asks of the front door. The first ask was to provide a service to connect industry, academia, individuals, entrepreneurs, small business to the Department of the Air Force S&T ecosystem, meaning their expertise as well as their opportunities. And it laid out, as we tried to better understand the problem that we were trying to address, we unveiled the issues behind those problems, that there was no clear S&T front door. It's labor intensive to connect. It's a hit or miss connections. It's an informal process. There's no documentation, no metrics, and it's an open loop process. So we did our homework through design thinking workshops. These design thinking workshops were hosted by some of our PIA partners, DefenseWorks and WBI, to further unveil what the problem was and what the envisioned future state was. So in these design thinking workshops, we sought out industry best practices in a service to connect type model and a new business model. So through these design thinking workshops, we laid out the design for a future envisioned state of the front door, some wording from the strategy to create a virtual front door that provides a service to connect the Air Force enterprise to novel partnerships and innovation opportunities. And on the right-hand side of the slide, you can see where each of these lay out the solution to the left side of the problem state for the service to connect strategy vision. It was very clear through the workshops that in the absence of a defined connection process that had the ability to connect down and deep into the Department of the Air Force S&T ecosystem down to our technical experts, that there was a need for a service to connect type process, which is what we were building. So on the right-hand side, again, it was clear that there was a need for an S&T enterprise front door, a point of entry website, that we needed tools to simplify our connection. We needed some type of CRM or customer relationship management tool with a search engine, as well as the appropriate OPSEC and InfoSec, operational security and info security needed in order to make these connections and have documentation through metrics and have a responsive closed loop process. So as we've continued to mature this new business model within Air Force Research Labs, this service to connect capability, it is matured into 3 products, or 3 components. The first one is the web interface. So we built a prototype website with another PIA partner, Apex, that supports both the Space Force and Air Force science and technology ecosystem. So in this web design and web interface, we did a lot of pre-beta testing, beta testing with over 1,000 users. We incorporated user experience feedback. We also incorporated search engine optimization and search engine marketing in order to improve our web hits. So in all this feedback, we designed this again with the end user in mind. The second component is the Tech Connect team. So the Tech Connect team is comprised of subject matter experts within every Air Force Research Laboratory Technical Directorate. And they are the buffer between the queries and submissions and our subject matter experts. So they do the first level of review of every submission and query that comes through. Now, what is this connection, our initial connection looks like with the Tech Connect team? So this is a series of emails, phone calls, video calls, to really dig deep into the submission and better understand so that the quality of the connection can be made to ensure that we're hitting the right opportunity and our subject matter expert within the Air Force and Space Force. So they use we have to empower them with a CRM database or a CRM dashboard that has that search engine capability to allow us to use keyword searches to find the right SMEs within the Department of the Air Force ecosystem. We're currently capturing data for future machine learning incorporation, and the Tech Connect team is also QCing the idea and query matches as well. The third component is what I just mentioned, is empowering the Tech Connect team with the right tools in order to make the connection successful. Right now, we're testing Corteza as our CRM, our customer relationship management tool. And we are building the code. We have the ability, it's an open source code, so we have the ability to expand the code to meet our specific needs. It is built on the AWS GovCloud, and it is CAC enabled, our Common Access Card enabled for government employees to allow the appropriate levels of InfoSec and OPSEC that's needed. Also within the CRM is an email server that allows us that ability to go back and forth with the submitters without using our private emails. So in this picture, you can see a snapshot of what our CRM dashboard looks like. Again, it allows us to track the status of the idea submission as it is being worked through this new business process. We have currently testing some natural language processing or some matching algorithms that will do some suggestive technical directorate matches for us as a proof of concept. So this is going to make connecting inside the gate faster and easier. Our phase 2 goal is to incorporate machine learning to match the ideas and queries to current open S&T opportunities and events with an auto-generated email response. So as soon as a submitter submits an idea or a query into the front door website idea intake portion, we want there to be an auto-generated response that would match them immediately or instantaneously to any open opportunities as we work the connections down to the SME level. So some of the benefits from the first or the second slide that I have yet to talk about, again, with the responsive closed loop process from the Air Force and Space Force perspective is to have that transparent enterprise view of every submission to eliminate what we've seen in the past is some unintentional stovepiping with any submissions, so that again, we look at this from an Air Force Research Lab perspective to ensure that we make the right matches to our technical expertise and opportunities. And then there's that ongoing knowledge collection and future data mining to be able to connect submissions that maybe didn't have a connection point to an open opportunity right now because there wasn't a relevant or an open topic area. But if one opens up down the road, the system would generate an email telling them that there has been a new opportunity to match that submission up with. The benefits from a potential partner perspective that hasn't been addressed is a clear understanding of how to connect. We know this is a big ecosystem, the science and technology ecosystem for the Department of the Air Force. It's huge, and we don't make it easy to connect, but we're trying to work on that model, and again, with this business process. So if we have a clear, if our future partners have a clear understanding of how to connect and where to submit an unsolicited idea, what platform do we use? This is it. We're really good as an Air Force and Space Force on soliciting ideas within certain keywords or certain topic areas of interest. But if somebody just had an idea they wanted to share with us, this is the appropriate platform that one would use. Also, from the future partner perspective, is that future idea submission tracking will be present when they log in with their email under the My Ideas Tech Connect webpage, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. But then also to have that future machine learning matching as new opportunities open, so your submissions don't sit there if there is not a current connection in place. And this is more situational awareness that our current model, business connection model, Also supports the Air Force Research Laboratory commander's intent on all three of these areas, accelerating the strategy implementation, because this is specifically called out within the strategy. One, AFRL supporting two services as far as being able to rapidly connect to our partners, and then leading the best AFRL team with this new business connection strategy in place, our model that we are incorporating. Again, rapidly connecting to future partners, to opportunities, and to events and websites that you'll see from the website. Website is helping us lead the best AFRL team. So what does this website look like? If you haven't visited, I recommend you go to airforcetechconnect.org. And I focused in on this slide on the I submit an idea process. You can see it's highlighted in red. You can get to this how to submit an idea through the airforcetechconnect.org site, as well as on the right side, afresearchlaboratory.com. Both of those light bulb icons will take you to the idea submission intake portal. So what does this look like? And what is required of you if you are submitting an idea to us? So once you click on that icon, you'll reach a page that asks you to use your email to register with us. Once you register with us, you answer the following questions that are on the page that you see here. And once you hit that submit button, it automatically populates onto our CRM tool, which then has that enterprise view from our Tech Connect team to be able to make the appropriate connections to opportunities and experts. In the top right-hand side, it's in smaller print here on the screen. You can see the My Ideas. So once you're logged in with your email account, you can go to that My Ideas page, and that'll track the history of any ideas that you submit. And you can see them. This is a sample. These were test submissions, so don't literally look at all the answers to those problems. It just shows you an example of what it would look like. On the top right-hand side, there's a light bulb icon. Eventually, we will open up the status tracking log of where that idea submission is on the intake side of the house, so that you will know if it is a new submission, if it's been connected, or if it is in process. And that would be opening up in the near future. So this next slide, on our website, we have developed a animation that summarizes exactly what I have just described in a very quick 90-second video. So I'm going to play that now, and I want you to enjoy this. It's a great summary.
Here's a little known fact. Some department of the Air Force technology didn't even originate inside the Air Force, which makes sense. I mean, you might have a valuable idea you'd like to share with the Air Force or the Space Force, but how do you connect with them? From the outside, partnering with the Air Force can seem pretty daunting. Sure, you've seen other people do it, but where do they start? Well, the truth is, it hasn't always been obvious how to connect with us, but we're always looking for great new science and tech ideas. That's why we created the Air Force Science and Technology Frontrunners Service to Connect, a dedicated service to connect potential partners or anyone with a great idea directly to our Air Force and Space Force experts and opportunities. Here's how it works. Meet us face-to-face at one of our outreach events, or just visit our website and share your idea online. Once your idea is in our system, our super smart algorithm identifies all the key parts of your idea, searches our science and technology databases, and matches you with any current opportunities or experts that can take your idea to the next phase of development. And we don't just put you in a queue or randomly connect you to whoever's available. Our intelligent connector matches your submission with the perfect person. And even if we can't use your idea right away, we'll keep matching it to future opportunities and keep you in the loop. So give us your best ideas. We're all ears. Because it's our duty to supply the Air Force and Space Force with the best science and technology, no matter where it comes from. Connect with us today at airforcetechconnect.org.
So you might be thinking, so now that we have developed this new connection business process, and we are working the functionality out now as we speak, you know, what does it look like? How are these connections working? So I've included some of the feedback that we recently received. And I also want to state that we haven't gone, I say, public with any kind of marketing or communication plan supporting what we have built, as we have just now entered into phase 2, so that now we have the initial concept and design, it's built, and now we are working through some of these connection models. So on the Corteza snapshot that I showed in one of the previous slides, you can see, I think as of this morning, we had about 67 ideas that are submitted with a high, I guess, percentage of connection at this point. And again, I just included some of the feedback where thanks for the brainstorming ideas and guidance. I now know what to do for the next SBIR round. Exceptional first experience submitting for projects. Thank you for providing us with a letter of support for an upcoming sitter submission, as well as another person like the open door concept, all the facets of using it, as well as the all-inclusive submission or all-inclusive content in one location for the Department of the Air Force S&T ecosystem. You can all find events, opportunities, websites, as well as, again, submit your ideas. So as we continue to mature this model, we are now increasing what that ecosystem is incorporated into the website. The very center feedback is one that I wanted to highlight, is that there was complementary technologies between two different companies. One company, the Air Force Research Laboratory, was already working with, and the second company came in through the front door. So they had these complementary technologies, and now the two companies are working together, signed their own non-disclosure agreements, and have submitted for a direct to phase 2 sitter submission because their complementary technologies together can demonstrate a dual capability system, which now meets a critical mission gap within the Air Force. So a lot of exciting connections that are already happening through this. So as we continue to mature this model through phase 2, again, we're going to further incorporate the Department of the Air Force S&T ecosystem through the opportunities, events, websites, as well as our subject matter expertise, expanding it beyond Air Force Research Lab. We're very excited to see where this goes, this new business process, as well as make connecting easier with the Air Force and Space Force easier and more rapid than it's ever been done before. And that being said, if you have any questions, please visit the Tech Connect booth and have a great day.